Alright, what's up everybody? Uh, Cash here. I'm back. I was visiting my parents for 2 weeks. That's why I haven't recorded anything in so long. Um, I obviously live in a different state than where I grew up. And because of COVID, I haven't been able to visit for a pretty long time. But I just went and just saw everybody. And yeah, that's why I wasn't recording. Anyway, before I even start this, you might be noticing something new on my channel today. It is a new banner that my wonderful girlfriend Katie made for me. Didn't ask her, she just made it out of the kindness of her heart. So the absolute least I can do is link her own channel here. Here she is, Katie Napier. It's doing pretty 100 views. Wow. She does a lot of like DIY, which is like do it yourself. Plus she loves like decorating and design and like all this stuff. And she makes really good videos, like really good, like edited, clips. Trust me, she spends like hours editing them. So if you possibly like that kind of stuff, or you have girlfriends or moms or sisters or anyone who's into that kind of thing, if you want to sub to her channel, I'm going to link it down below, and that would mean a lot to me and a lot to her, so thank you. So new series that I'm starting today. There's going to be kind of like a two-parter to this. First part's going to be some 1v1, and the song is quiet. This guy's album is like silent. Pretty good though. Healy. Katie showed me him. He's pretty good. Anyway, so this is gonna be called New Tools. It's gonna be kind of just how people, now that DLC has been out for about a month-ish, right? How people have kind of optimized all the new things. Oh, loud, too loud. And kind of how you can use them with success. There's going to be a 1v1 series. There's going to be a mono series as well. The mono one's taking me a little bit longer, probably because there's just more things, and I'm still like learning. Like at this point, I'm pretty good, but I'm still learning. And 1v1, I mostly know what's going on. So first off, we're gonna have Chansey. Shout out to like Smelly Sock, Zio, Potato Chan, like PQs, VG, TDA, all gave me like teams and things to use for this, and and I'll thank them in probably the other videos too. So first thing we're talking about is Chansey. Chansey is kind of a weird Pokemon, and I want to say it's not beginner friendly, which we'll talk about later on. So look at the raw stats: insane HP, terrible attack, terrible defense, terrible special attack. Honestly, 50 speed isn't even like that slow. And then good special defense. So like this special defense plus this HP plus Eviolite, since it technically evolves into Blissey, which if you don't know, Eviolite makes your defense and special defense times 1.5. So that's just like absolutely bananas, right? Like it's got 700 health, and then with the Eviolite, it's got just crazy. So half of this, so 24 extra, which puts you out what, like 362. So yeah, it gets really strong, makes it like a crazy good special wall. Special attacks basically don't do anything to it. Physical attacks, however, absolutely obliterate it. Really weak to knock off because you need that Eviolite bulk. But still like really good, kind of blanket check to a lot of special attackers. Kind of. I'm gonna asterisk that. So this is the set that people are using. First off, you got Seismic Toss. Seismic Toss, it does damage equal to your level. Right, so we're obviously level 100. So Seismic Toss does 100 damage. That's why you see people make it so their subs are like 101 HP, so that Seismic Toss doesn't break a substitute. So we've got Seismic Toss. That's kind of Chansey's main way of like doing a consistent 100 damage, because it's not really strong enough to run any like actual attacks. Like it gets boosting moves and stuff, but that's all kind of a gimmick. It's got to really run Seismic Toss if you want to like hit anything, right? And Seismic Toss actually kills things relatively fast. So like let's say you have, you know, I mean we can look in the builder and let's see what kind of mons things have. So we're not going to use those right now. I don't even know what 1v1 teams I have made recently. This is whatever. We'll just dislike. Right. So you have Urshifu here, 341. So like that means four whatever, it's dead. This is 402, so they would take 5. All right, but you know that's kind of Chansey's best way. Like what else is it gonna do to these things? Here's Celebi, 341. Like what else could you hit Celebi with Chansey? Nothing. Doesn't have any other attacks. So that is its main attack, ways to break substitutes, which is one of its weaknesses, which we'll go over in a second. So yeah, that's like staple. Toxic is really good because Chansey's kind of stall, and you know you want to throw toxics on things to just wear them down gradually over time. Like toxic is like one of its main win conditions, right? Like you're facing a really strong special attacker that has, you know, healing. Let's say you're playing against a Volcarona with Roost. All right. You know, you can't Seismic Toss it down because it's going to keep roosting. And eventually it will just start hitting you really hard while it's boosting itself. But if you throw Toxic on it, it can't out heal your Toxic damage. Like Toxic just starts racking up over and over and slowly just, you know, kills everything. So yeah, Toxic's really good versus like stall matchups, versus other things that you know, are kind of stall-y. It's just in general, like that's like another basically a staple. So then next we've got Soft Boiled. This one's really straightforward. Just heals you for half your health. Really good for stalling. Obviously everyone wants a healing thing. You know, it's good versus like any special attackers. I'm trying to think of like really strong special attackers at this time, like PZ, but you know some PZ sets you actually can't beat with this. But you know, like anything like that, anything that you would need to heal yourself versus, which is kind of, you know, a lot of things. And then the last move, there's Charm. So what Charm does is it basically lowers their attack by 2. So Charm is pretty good versus like things that want to set up versus you. So like any mon that can use bulk up, just think off the top of my head, like common bulk up mons, like I guess Scrafty runs bulk up. That's not that common. Zeraora, Urshifu can run bulk up, and you can click Charm, and since you know they're only going up +1 and down 2 from your Charm, they're slowly losing an attack stage every single round. And you know, you throw Toxic on them, you start charming them down, and even though they're physical attackers, which normally could beat you, they can't actually do enough damage to you because the Charm is lowering their defense, you're healing, Toxic's burning them. So yeah, that's one strategy. The other strategy is counter. Counter right here. If you get hit by a physical attack, you do double the damage. And because you have so much health, counter basically kills everything if they hit you with a physical move. So counter is really good versus like, you know, Scarf Urshifu hits you with close combat, you survive, you hit him with counter. Scarf Darmanitan hits you with something, you hit him with counter. You know, most physical attackers, if they're not one-shotting you and their choice in some way, you just hit them with counter, they're dying. So yeah, those are pretty much your options. Chansey can be very annoying. It's also very annoying to pick versus, because if you have like a good special attacker, it's just like, ugh, I don't want to pick my special attacker into this. But let's go. I spent some time making replays with teams that those people I mentioned earlier passed me. So like right here, right? I'm looking at his team. He, you know, obviously zone. You can't, depending on what the set is, you can't really beat Chansey. Doesn't do any damage to it. You know, I end up sending out my Chansey because I'm trying to get Chansey radios. He goes Rillaboom. So I'll take this opportunity to talk about one of the main weaknesses and why I think that Chansey is hard to use and not necessarily beginner friendly. There's too many options, right? So I have the moves that we just talked about earlier. So I have, I'm running counter. So imagine that exact same setup plus counter. I don't know what this is. Like, is this life orb? Is this sub seed? Is this like banded? Is it bulk up? There's so many options, right? So if it's, let's say that this is bulk up, I might want to like hit it right away. Let's say that it's substitute leech seed. Like, I want to maybe, I could toxic this turn and hope that he does his leech seed first, or I could click seismic toss to like break a substitute. I have like too many options, and if I click the wrong move, if I click toxic and he subs, then next turn I'm in a really really difficult position. So you'll see how this game goes, right? He taunts me right away. I tried to toxic, couldn't do it. He hits me with drum beating, and I click correctly at the time. It used counter, and counter just kills him. That's why it's so good versus physical attackers. Like, even his drum beating boosted by grassy terrain did 40% to me. So that was a good one. But you see how like it's hard. Say had I not clicked the right move that turn, let's say I clicked seismic toss, thinking he was like taunt, or thinking he was gonna click bulk up. Now I've lost like my momentum in the match, and I'm in a tough spot. Next, similar team. I send my Chansey out. He sends out his Urshifu. This is another thing like I'm talking about, right? What if he's like Iron Defense? What if he's bulk up? If he's sub, there's so many options that if I pick wrong here, I click counter and he's bulk up, I lose, because he'll just bulk up twice and then kill me. But like, say I was charm, right? And he's just scarf and he hits me with close combat. I click charm, I'm just dead the next turn. There's nothing I can do. So I got this one right again. He clicks close combat, I survive, and kill him with counter. Easy. Next after that, I think we're going to see versus a special attacker here, right? So I get the good call on his special attacker. This is like one of Chansey's slight weaknesses. It's not a big deal versus Indeedee, but we'll talk about later when I talk about counters. I know that Indeedee runs Trick, right? He's not killing me with a special attack. There's no special attack that he could click that would be able to win him the game. So he's clicking Trick here. So I click Seismic Toss right away because I need to start hitting him. And as you can see, it does literally 38% of his health. So he uses Expanded Force, doesn't do enough to me, and he forfeits because he knows that my next Seismic Toss will kill him. And that's why we have Seismic Toss, right? To do as much damage as we can. So there's no way he can like out heal us or stall with that specific set. I think I played this guy earlier. Yeah. This was another one just to show like how this can be kind of difficult. So I clicked Seismic Toss first this game because I was thinking that I wasn't sure what he was going to do because I didn't see last time. So I keep clicking Seismic Toss here. Oh yeah, because he taunted earlier, so I knew he was probably woke up, right? So I'm clicking Seismic Toss on him over and over. I think had he attacked me right there, I lost. But I went for Seismic Toss again. And then I know obviously now he has to attack me because that was like a 50-50 the last turn, right? So had he attacked me and I click counter, he lost. But if he bulked up and I click counter, he would have won. So I end up getting him on this last turn because he couldn't kill me. And I just Seismic Toss him all the way down. Here, this is another like super awkward thing, right? Like he's Incineroar. I don't know what set he is. He could be bulk up. He could be taunt. He could just be choice banned. Like, he could be so many different things. So he clicks fake out first, which gives me the information I need. He clicks taunt, but I still try to toxic in case he was bulk up. And then I just click counter, and it does way too much to him that he just can't win anymore. He tries to click that, thinking maybe I don't have Seismic Toss, but I do have it, so I kill him. This is a pretty good one. So he goes Marowak. I cannot hit this with Seismic Toss because it is a ghost type, which makes it like really awkward for me, right? Like if he Swords Dances, I could be in a lot of trouble. So I go for Toxic first. He hits Flare Blitz, and if you noticed, I'm actually faster than him. So because he hits Flare Blitz and I have so much health, he takes over half in recoil. Isn't that literally insane? And then that hurts him. I'm able to soft boiled up, puts myself out of range, down to the next one. His Flareless recoil kills him, and I win. And then last one I got here. Let's see it. So this is like one where he clicks Leech Seed right away. I picked correctly and clicked Toxic, but if I didn't know what he was, I lose in this scenario. So now I was gonna stall him down with the Toxic, killing him slowly. But you see how it gets a little bit dicey there, right? Like, so say he subbed for turn 1, then it's like a little scary for me because you have so much health that Leech Seed gives him back way too much. So yeah, so it does like a lot of damage and stuff with its moves, but they're all like situational, so it makes it really difficult. So that's what we're gonna talk about, some of its weaknesses, like banded physical attackers, right? Like banded or Shifo, you're dying. Like banded, any physical like hard hitting thing, you're dying. Dragapult is really hard to deal with because it's sub. You actually can't do anything to it, since obviously it's a ghost type and you can't hit it with Seismic Toss. Things that can heal themselves and are immune to substitute are really difficult to beat. Really, and then there's also, things that are going to be able to trick you. So like Rotom Heat can trick you and run Rest so that you can't actually kill it, because its Rest will heal it so that your Seismic Toss does not 3-hit KO, which means you can't do enough damage to it, right? So I don't know. I didn't catch a replay of that. I could have probably made one, but basically what I'm saying is they trick you turn 1, you Seismic Toss, and it only does, let's say it does 30. Right, now you lose because they hit Thunderbolt, you Seismic Toss. They hit Thunderbolt, you Seismic Toss. They're at 10 health, but now they click Rest. And you can just never kill them with Seismic Toss because it doesn't do enough damage to kill them through the rest turns. And then you lose because of it. So that's like one of the weaknesses. And then besides that, as I already talked about, like picking wrong is basically Chansey's like biggest weakness. So yeah, so I guess the last part of the video is going to be, so now that we've talked about, things that beat it, right? Like, it could be anything that's got like taunt really strong versus it. If you can like Corviknight's a good example, right? Like it taunts you right away. So you can't heal yourself. You can only Seismic Toss, but then it starts bulking up and it hits you with Body Press. You lose. Como, same type of deal. Where it just like does too much damage to you. Things like that. So you're really weak to like taunt. You're really weak to substitute. All that kind of stuff. So what teammates could you run with Chansey that would kind of help you? Obviously you're weak to fighting type, so fairies are strong on your team. There's a lot of good fairies currently, like Primarina is really good. It beats a lot of the fighting types. Sylveon was a pretty popular fairy for a while. Really any fairy thing that you could pick here, which gives you a fighting resist, beats fighting types for you. Primarina doesn't care about taunt, it's just hitting stuff with Moonblast. So really any fairy types are pretty good teammates. Togekiss, things that beat taunt, things that are faster than the other taunters, can be really good too. Like you could even run like a fast Corviknight alongside of it to beat some of the things that you would normally lose to. You probably want a Dragapult answer, right? Because Dragapult's hard counter to Chansey, so you want something that's going to be able to beat Dragapults for you. They're making the analysis right now, so you'll be able to see them. And I know a lot of people who are watching this are already like established players, so this, but these are mostly for like newer people, right? Like if you're just coming back from being gone a long time, or just starting to learn how to play 1v1 because it's easy and fun. This is just, hopefully something that will help you understand like what sets you want to run and things like that. So yeah, you want to use like Fairies are really good. Beats Dragapult, beats the fighting types. It's like a core option for you. You know, you can use Scarf Gardevoir. You can use. I'd actually. Whimsicott. Yeah, Whimsicott can be pretty good because it can beat some of the other stall mons. Just anything that's in here. Like Primarina, Sylveon, I've already talked about. All this stuff's banned, but like, you know, that's what you really want to do. Try to cover its weaknesses, which we talked about are, you know, Taunt Mons, Trick Mons, anything like that. So fast Taunters are really good teammates. You could run your own Urshifu with Taunt on it. You could run Bulk Up. You could run like an Urshifu that takes on physical attackers. That's like a good lore, right? It would be like Urshifu with Iron Defense, which will be talked about in our Urshifu video. Really, just you want to just cover Chansey's weaknesses, and Chansey kind of has a nice blanket coverage for special attackers, which can be really good. Just like set a fat backbone of the team. But remember, Chansey is not that easy to use. So if you are a beginner, Chansey might not be the best first pick for you as you learn, but it can definitely be very valuable later on. So yeah, that's pretty much it for Chansey. I'm going to be trying to do like 3 of these videos a week until, well, they'll all be in one post, but 3 videos a week until I go through hopefully all of them. I hope everyone enjoyed and at least learned maybe a little bit something or give you some good ideas, especially if you're new. Hopefully that helped you, you know, figure out what you thought was good. Might help you make a Chansey team, might help you counter Chansey if you're having a hard time versus it. Basically anything like that. So thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you next time.